Well, you guys are lucky today. I'm not going to speak very long. I'm going to primarily introduce Marty. They're a great partner with CNA. Capital Safety and CNA have been conducting fall protection training for our clients and many of the ARDBEC customers for almost 7 years now in an exclusive agreement. So we're very happy to have Marty here. CNA has done a number of studies on the falls, and this industry specifically, the fall protection training does work. We've had a significant decrease in those, and this is why we want to get Marty here, and as well as the demonstration and the demo truck, which will be in the back here. So this is kind of a nice interactive presentation today where you get to try to stay awake and then go back and watch some cool equipment. So with that, I'll turn it over to Marty.
Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everybody. I'm a trainer for Capital Safety, and so I go all around the U.S. giving training courses in fall protection. Typically, they last 2.5 days, and the first thing people say is, how the heck are we going to spend 2.5 days talking about putting on a harness? So hopefully after this, you'll see there's a little bit more to it than that. I've got a lot of information to cover, so I'm just going to dive right into it. But what I wanted to do was start out and ask you a question and kind of set up the background for what we're going to talk about, and that is the amount of force that you could deal with in a fall. So if you can imagine, you have a 6-foot length of cable, and you hook up to it a 220-pound weight, lift it up 6 inches, and then release it. Now, on the end of this cable, we have a device that can measure the amount of stopping force. Being engineers, you probably have a pretty good idea what amount of force is generated. So I'm just going to ask you to think about that for a second. How much force do you think would be generated in 6 inches of free fall with a 220-pound weight hooked up to a cable? In a minute, well, in about 45 minutes, we're going to go over to our drop test truck, and you're going to see some actual drop tests. And one of the drops you'll see is a weight hooked up to web lanyard, and we have a force readout meter, so we'll actually see that. Most people are pretty surprised to see that the amount of force that's generated in just 6 inches of free fall with a steel weight and a cable is 3,600 to 3,900 pounds. And when you talk about increasing that amount of free fall with, say, a web lanyard with no energy absorber, we're talking about 5,000 pounds of force. So we're dealing with a lot of force. That's the first thing benchmark will establish here. Well, I've got sort of a funny clip here. We talk about some of the different things that make us fall, and part of this presentation is to give you a little bit of ammo when you're dealing with some attitudes out there about using fall protection. One of the things we find is people say, no, it's not going to happen to me, I won't fall, etc. This is just one example of some things that can make people fall out there. Now, in your industry, certainly you're going to be dealing with critters. You can probably see the snake that's up on the PowerPoint. Birds, inclement weather, etc. So we'll just take a quick look at this video clip. It's kind of an enjoyable one to watch.
I find this in Arlington? Oh, good grief, yes. Oh, boy. Let's see how long it is. Let's hold it out. This guy is probably close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes that you find in the Metroplex area. You didn't get this thing off me, man.
Okay, one of the reactions people tend to have when they are surprised is they fall. We'd say about 50% of the time, people just lose their footing. I'll play this one more time because some of you may not have seen did you see the little lizard in the corner that jumped on him? Let's try it one more time.
But can I find this in Arlington? Oh, good grief, yes. Oh, boy. Let's see how long it is. Let's hold it out. This guy is probably close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes that you find in the Metroplex area.